Ni hao, hola,
¿Qué huele?
¿qué tal? What's up?
Es la misma.
It's all the same.
Yes.
Anyways, so we're back with our second video, and I don't think we'll be able to keep up with how many videos we put out, or maybe we will, but this is video number 2, and we're going to talk to you guys about what got us started on our journey to move and to leave and to end up here in Taiwan.
How we got here from the very beginning, how it started. I graduated from NMSU with English literature and a BA in English literature, and ever since I was in community college, I met somebody who told me, like, you know what, you'll be a good teacher. Like, okay, that's a good thing to do, I think. She's like, yeah, but not in America. You have to go abroad. I like abroad. She's like, yeah. She taught in Chile and Spain, and I was like, hey, that sounds like a good idea. So one day I'm like, maybe one day. It didn't came to it, there was never a right time. Pasaron los años, and that's my idea of how to teach abroad.
And with me, I graduated from UTEP, the University of Texas at El Paso. Go Miners!
Miners.
And for me, I mean, leaving my country and teach abroad was never an idea in my head necessarily. But in college, my mom and I went to college together. We met this one lady, and she started telling us about her brother traveling and teaching abroad, and I guess that was kind of like the seed that got planted in my head, and it stayed with me for a while, but just never surfaced to actually doing something. Once I graduated, I got hired with one of the districts, and I started teaching special education, major is special education. And my class, my students, they are medically fragile, severe, and profound, and so teaching is a little bit different in my class. So it's not necessarily teaching academics, but more of life skills and having the students learn how to function on a daily basis, whether it's holding a pencil or being able to nod to agree on something or to request certain things non-verbally or with gestures. It's a physical job.
Very physical.
Yeah. But it's not your conventional classroom that everybody thinks, oh, you're a teacher, and you have your chalkboard and your students. It was just very different. Like I said, very physical, and I absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. And your students?
I started in the same unit as you did, and I was transferred to more aggressive students in high school. So it was very challenging, very fulfilling. I think being in special education is very, very fulfilling, but it's not that easy, but it's very fulfilling. It's a different type of education.
We're family people.
Very family.
We're Mexican American.
We're from El Paso, Texas, which is a very family oriented and friend oriented, community oriented.
Yeah. And so we're close. Our friends are our family, and our family are our friends. And
same thing,
I mean, we can go and hang out with our friends on the weekend or have family gatherings. Christmas was, okay, invite all the family and let's have, potluck and exchange gifts.
Los tamales.
Mm-hmm.
They're making tamales and doing all these things en fiestas, quinceañeras, carne asada.
Cada semana.
Yeah. Menudo.
Mm-hmm.
Cada semana.
Yes.
It was a pretty good thing, though. that more than anything, it was a need for something else. And then discussing that, we came across the idea that we both had this idea of teaching abroad.
And we thought, okay, then let's travel the world. Let's explore and let's get out and see what we can do. Let's take road trips. So our idea of traveling the world was, like I said, taking road trips to California. You know, well, actually to Las Vegas.
Carlsbad.
And getting lost in California, going to Carlsbad.
Somebody fell asleep, a co-pilot.
Yeah, and I missed the exit, but
By 50 miles.
well, he didn't tell me to get off, anyways. But it was an adventure, you know, and he told me, you have to see the Grand Canyon, and I'd never seen it before. And I said, well, you got to go to Vegas, because he had never been there before. And so for us, that was like seeing the world. We're getting out, we're exploring, and which was great.
Yes.
It definitely was great and a good start.
One day she came over and like, you know what? I got into this program. That's it. I'm going abroad. Are we going? I was like, I guess so. So then I signed up for the program. We went through it. We were certified in TEFL, which is one of the necessary it's a requirement to teach abroad. Either is a TEFL or
TEFL is teaching English as a foreign language.
and TESOL is teaching English as a second oral language.
¿Y en español?
Pues para que hablen inglés. So
yeah.
nos metimos a este programa and we were doing that and we thought about going to South Korea first. It was the main goal.
Well, actually, it was South America.
Well, because
Right.
I knew South America, somebody told me South America, and I thought like, well, one of these countries is fine. We found out, well, she found out, she's doing the research, that South America doesn't really pay much money.
You kind of break even, really. Cost
Yeah.
of living and what you get paid, which is okay. I mean, some
It's
people
good, but
can work on that. But I found, you know what? Asia, you can work, make the money you make, and still have enough to save, you know, and live and travel. And so I told Alonso, you know what, why don't we look into Asia? So we did. We said, okay, what about South Korea? And I thought South Korea because my little sister loves K-pop. And I thought, well, what better but for us to go to South Korea and then she can visit.
and we were fine, and
yeah.
I was looking at him like, man, looks okay, looks good, looks good. So we started doing something. We can remember what was the reason that it didn't work.
I know what it was. South Korea, North Korea, they weren't happy with each other, so we were kind of like, well, I think that's what it was.
And we were thinking about it, and
Yeah.
something happened, but the program said like, well, yeah, but this might be a problem. Like, okay, so then let's check something else.
Yeah.
China.
So I said, let's go to China.
So I was, I think I was the first one to get interviews and things like that, and I was almost hired in China, and it was there when I'm like, oh, this is what we want, and then I raised my hand like, just one question.
Pregunta.
Oiga, comandante, maestro, dígame. Diabetes. I'm diabetic, so I've been diabetic since 1992 or so. And I'm like, I'm diabetic, how can I work with that? And then he was like, you know what? China doesn't work with you very well with that because of insurance and medical and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But why don't you try another country? Korea. I'm like, well, okay, fine, maybe. And then it was like, or Taiwan. I'm like, wait, Taiwan.
So he tells me this, and I'm like, Thailand. Thailand.
Yeah, no, not Thailand.
We don't do this now, then we'll end up just staying, which is fine. But that's not what we wanted to do.
So we started doing research on Taiwan. We spent a good weeks researching Taiwan. We found that, you know what, it's okay, it's pretty good. Our main goal was to go to Kaohsiung. Kaohsiung es una ciudad al sur de Taiwan, and we started talking to the program, and they're like, you know what, it's pretty good, but why don't you come to Taipei? That's where we're at. And like, well, Taipei, let me see. Then I started doing research. Spend a good, I would say, a good 40 hours doing research on the little things. And we found out we actually, well, this is.
But we did. We finally said, okay, you know what, Taiwan looks good for us. Let's try it out. What are our expectations? We don't know. We're just going, not expecting really anything, just open-minded actually to the experience and to see what. We said, you know what, let's go for a year and see what happens. And so we did. We told our families, you know what, we're going to head out to Taiwan, and this is what we're going to be doing. We said goodbye to our families and everything that we knew. Everything that we knew. Video.
Oh yes, we did. Lori, very met friendly. Oh yes. Yeah, good.
And we're exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see how it goes. And now we're here. We've been here.
Happy.
Yes, happy.
Felices.
Yes. Yeah, so we've been here 2 years. So we'll see where this adventure takes us.
Oh, yes. Ok, pues ya ya porque tú ya fuiste al baño, but I have to go to the bathroom.
Sí, ya sé, I know.
Entonces, pues yo creo ya no.
Yes, so until next time, our next video. Adios.
Goodbye. Arrivederci.
Bye bye. 再见.
再见.
Bye.